Hello everybody, Iain Robson here, and welcome to the edition of The States, version 6. Alright, as you can see, we finished spreading fertilizer, or say, spreading manure on this field. Turns out that we can produce enough manure from that compost facility. It just takes a little bit of time. So let me just take this back. Took quite a long time to get that all done, I'll be honest. It's one of those things that you're not sure how long it's going to take. And then you test it out, and then it takes quite a long time, so. Wasn't too bad in the end, though. It was, I don't know, could have been shorter, that's for sure. We want to go the other way. Definitely could have been shorter, but what's the one problem with manure? You can't really get anything that it's much larger than standard in-game stuff, so. We want the Taurus again. So, you're kind of forced to use 15 meters. I suppose you could use 2 at the same time. That's a possibility, I suppose. You probably would want to run into problems. If you didn't have enough manure, would be where you'd run into the most problems. If you had enough manure, it probably would be okay, but it's hard to say. Alright, so we have the manure in there. Let's go ahead and grab our plow, which is just a plow now. As some of you have mentioned, this used to plow and cultivate, but apparently the reason why it only does one now is because of the fact that it used to take away a lot of the soil moisture, I believe is what people said. So before, by plowing and cultivating in like one clean fell swoop, it would be really bad for the moisture, and it would just kill the moisture really easily. So this is a bit unfortunate, but sometimes it's the way things go. So we have a few fields that are done and need to have some work done on them. So the field we're going to head on to right now is this field right here. And let's see, how is this going to work out with this? Let's do a little bit of GPSing here. There we go. And we'll set it so there's no offset. And we'll turn that off. Lower that down. Let's see how this goes. So what we should be seeing is a really big increase in N and PK. Let's go take a look. Yeah, so 11 and 5. So that's a pretty big increase from that. So that's what we're looking for. That's what we want to see. So the problem with this is the problem with this particular thing is it's not very wide, but in terms of, like, if you compare this to like the in-game plows, this is pretty wide. So it'll take a little bit of time for this to do it all. I suppose I could hire a worker to get it done, but I don't think that's really necessary. So I don't know. I'm not sure if. I wonder what happens if you plow it in and just leave it. Does it lose the nutrients over time? It probably does, I suppose. Mainly from the weeds, I guess. Would be well, that would be my guess if I had to stake some money on something. It'd just be from the weeds themselves. That's where you run into a problem, basically. So yeah, I don't know. I guess that's really where you'd really run into situations of badness. I'm just gonna hire a worker. Turn the GPS off here. Or let him do his thing. Work on some of the other things. So this, we finish off this field as well, as you can see. I'm not sure what happened there. But that is done here as well. So we basically need to cultivate everything, it seems like. Let's set this guy on his way. And the Peterbilt is the other one looking at. Have him drive away. I've been keeping this thing running fairly steadily. just because that's how we're producing our fertilizer at the moment. And that Peterbilt truck seems to be working fairly well for that type of stuff. Have him stop at the last point, yes. That's going to take forever. And this guy, for no reason. It's funny, the very first time I had this course set up, ran it no problem. And now, for whatever reason, it's doing a... I don't know what it's doing. It's not doing what it's supposed to be doing, basically. Which is a bit strange. I thought it was going to be fine, but in the end it didn't stay on course the way it was supposed to. It seems like something to do with a turning circle or turning radius, and that's what's screwing this thing up. I don't know why, but I could set it up so it does it like at 15 kilometers an hour, and that might fix the problem, but then it's working at 15 kilometers an hour. But I guess it's better than not working at all. Alright, so right now he set up just to drive over here and unload the manure into our manure pit, because we need to keep that that high for next time. I don't know how much we have. I think we have over 100,000 now, just chilling out there. Oh yeah, 300,000. So I don't know what the cap is. It might be 500. Who knows? So let's set him to drive course, and then we'll set him up. So where is it? We'll do this to maximum speed. And set him to a maximum street speed of 25, let's say. And that might keep him on the road. Because the problem is he's doing some like he's swerving, I guess. That's how I would describe it. And because he's swerving, that's creating a problem. Now remember that with this guy, he's collecting grass, and he will, I think, if memory serves, with the soil mod, you will actually, the windrow will deteriorate a little bit as you progress time. And I had to actually progress time to the next day because, of course, it was getting dark out, so. And I think he only has the headlands left anyways, if I look carefully here. Yeah, it looks like he's only got the headlands left. Now, technically, the way this is supposed to work is this is supposed to work for... I could spread manure on here, I believe, or not solid manure at least, but liquid manure. Let's go see how much we actually have of that. Honestly, I don't think we have very much. We have 50 pigs that aren't doing anything, apparently. Sheep owned, we have 100 sheep. Cows owned, we have 250 cows, but because they don't have anything basically, that's what's keeping them. So I don't know, let's check this. We could harvest number 2. As you can see, things, oh, we have 5 too. What was 5? 5 was barley. That's fine. So this is the problem. Unless you, so like to harvest these fields in real time, it takes quite a long time unless you have like multiple combines, and even then it still takes a long time. So that is the problem I've run into on this map, and that's one of the reasons why I just don't play on it very often, just because everything takes forever. But right here, what is that? Sugar beets? Or potatoes? It looks like potatoes. So what we'll do is we'll rent a potato harvester. I don't know how long it's going to take. Let's just say 10 hours. Because I have no idea. And we will get them to deliver that wherever that is. Where is it? Here. Well, there it is. And we'll set this guy up. I hope it's potatoes. That's always the problem. Like if you didn't plant it yourself, it's always one of those situations where you're like, oh shoot, did I actually plant potatoes there, or was it sugar beets? And the colors are so similar on the map sometimes, it can be a big pain. Anyways, I'll be back when this is close to the field. Alright, so we got the potato harvester. They were indeed potatoes, so this guy's just working away there now. What we'll do is we'll grab the John Deere, which is chilling out right here, and we'll get him set up unloading potatoes. I think what we'll do is we'll have him go straight into the mixer. I don't know how much you can actually put in that thing. I want to say it's 100,000, but given the fact that this is the States, Yeah, it might be a lot more than that. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Alright. Sorghum, so how much sorghum do we have now? Probably a crazy amount. Yeah, 400,000. That's what I thought. Alright, so let's go down here. Because that harvest is already at 13%. It's not going to wait for anybody right now. And we'll get him set up. And then what we'll do is, like I said, we'll put it straight into the mixer. I can always change it. It's not too far from anything, so. This will also allow us to... this will also allow us to have TMI for our cows, so they're more productive, of course. Don't drive over the crop. There we go. Alright, now... I believe the mixer is just around the corner here, so we're going to go this way. Is it right there? No, where is it? I think it's just right here. Or I thought it was right there, at least. Must be around the corner. This is the problem. Sometimes when you're recording a course play course and you don't know where something is, you get situations like this. Oh, I guess this is not a bad way to come in here. So, if I... let's see where the trigger point is. Ooh. So what we'll do is we'll do this. Drive around like that. Because it appears to be right here. Whoops. Apparently we are stuck. I wonder if it's that weight again. Yep. Don't know why it does that. I've gotten stuck on a few things randomly from that. Alright, so just unpause and just drive it this way. And then drive away. That should be okay, but we're going to find out. Alright, so we need to go back down to field number 2. And we'll just go straight, and we'll drive straight through here because this is probably way quicker. And I was like, oh, I'll just go around. I'm like, nope, nope, that's not quicker at all. We'll just go straight through and see what happens. Alright, and then we'll just stop on the other side here. Like so. We'll just drive on the crop just a wee bit. There we go. And this, of course, is not that. It's looking for the Grimmy. It's in that mode, and we'll call this, I don't know, we'll just let it ride first and see what happens. Because that may not do anything, may not work the way it's supposed to yet. So we're going to find out once it's full. So it's at 51%, so yeah. We'll come back when we see that thing working and see if it actually does work properly. We'll be back in a second. Alright, so we're back just seeing if this works as it's supposed to. Is it going to stop and unload there? Yes, it does. Question is, how much can that thing hold? I suspect, like I said, probably 100,000, something like that. Yep, looks like it's about 100,000. So the good thing is, it will. This stuff will turn into TMR. I believe it will turn into TMR at least. And it says beet pulp, so I'm pretty sure it's TMR, but I'm not sure. We'll find out. According to that, that's what they call it, but I don't know if it actually has any other name. And he's doing that. Perfect. How's this guy working out? So let's go check out some of this. 11 and 14 and 7, 15 and 7. So that's really good. So that's nice high numbers. So they'll use up that as time progresses. This is good. pH is neutral, which is probably a bit on the... That's good right now, but maybe not when we're done. We'll see. Alright, so let's fire this guy up and move him out of the way. I have two little combines that are just chilling out right here, and they have been for the longest time now. Alright, there we go. Let's go ahead and fold this guy. And then we'll move him somewhere. It's funny, I was playing on the server a while back. It was, I was playing on Sgt. Pepper's, well, it wasn't his server, but he was playing on it at the time, and it was on the States version, this same version basically, without the soil mod installed on the server. It was pretty interesting to see how, like, even with, like, I think there was like 6 people on at that time, even with 6 people on, like, it still seemed like one field took forever. So this is definitely a huge map. You don't realize the magnitude of it sometimes, and then you actually, you know, you sit down with a group of people and playing the map, and you still take, you know, a coon's age is the word that comes to mind to get something done. So it is what it is, but it's not bad. If you like really big maps, this is a pretty good map. I like the setup of the composter. It's nice. Having soil mod, of course, is really sweet as well. Lots of little things that they added onto this. Where am I going? Over there, it looks like. Lots of little things they added to it, which is nice. Of course, there's always going to be a more picturesque map and a map you like better. Everyone has their own preference, right? Like, for example, flat maps like this aren't necessarily my preference. I do like American maps, but I prefer the map to be a bit more, to have a bit more in it, I guess. In the sense that, like, for example, Banticow. Big map, really liked it. And it worked out really well because it was a big map, plus it had lots of, you know, little Easter eggs, I'll call them. Have little Easter eggs, because then in that scenario you get to see some cool little things, right? So there we go. Let's hop back into Peterbilt here. Set him to drive. He seems to be doing all right now that I've toned down his speed. How much do we have over here? This guy's been working away. He's almost finished. 83,000 liters of manure. This is good. So dropping it in here does its thing. That comes out on the other side. And this guy is just currently set up to pick it up right now, and he drops it off there to place there. It's pretty cool the way it works out. I'm surprised. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get Courseplay to do this specifically, but Courseplay will back up and load, and then I'll have to tell it to go forward after this point, but it's still not so bad. I don't mind it. And this guy, I think, is almost done. Surprised he's missing little bits here. He shouldn't really miss too much. I guess he just puts on the... Isn't back up. Maybe with the new... maybe with the new setup, the way Courseplay is going to set up in the future, maybe that will solve that problem. I don't know. It would be interesting to see if it actually did, to be honest with you. Because if it could adjust for, like, different implements, that'd be kind of sweet, actually. They are working on these types of things, mind you. But it's not easy because, of course, you have to set the programming right, and depending on each map has its own little, each map has its own setup sort of thing, and every map is a little different. So there we go. Put this in the shed too, and I think we have one more that's just chilling out at the moment. We'll drive this one up to here. I'll just put him in here for the time being. Perfect. And there we go. And here's the other one. We'll fold that, pull the pipe in. I'm curious to see how the chopped straw is going to work, actually, because it's supposed to add nutrients back to the soil, which is what it does in real life, essentially. Like, if you collect the straw, you are basically taking nutrients out of the soil. A lot of nutrients? Well, probably not a lot of nutrients, but you are taking something out of the soil. So it's always a question of giving back. That's why you have to add extra things like, you know, urea or ammonia, whatever it happens to be. So you really need to add, you know, something back to the soil. You can't just take. But Not everybody does that, so it won't maybe not be the first year, but the years later they'll find out the problem they've run into then. Alright, so the Peterbilt is... So he just sits there, and then I have to say continue. And then what he'll do is he'll just go drop it off into the other section. And that's how this thing is setting up to work right at the moment. And I think... this guy is... no, he's okay. I don't know why he's not picking up the Grimmy, but... ooh, this guy has finally finished work. That's pretty good. I don't know how long he was working for, but... quite a long time, if I had to guess. Nice. So what we can do is we can bring this back, and we can feed this to the cows, actually. We can actually go on the road, which is a little bit of a rough road, but it's actually better not to drive on the road in this context, because the road is way bumpier. Where are we going here? Oh, that's fine. But it's cool. He added some cool little things to this map. I don't know. What do you guys? Do you guys like this map? What's one of your favorite American maps in 2015? I'll specify. So far in Farming Simulator 2015, what is one of your favorite maps so far? American style. So far, mine's North American style. Mine's probably Manchester at the moment. I haven't found too many other maps that really twig my fancy that are American yet. But I'm sure there's some out there. I honestly haven't played on the Smoky Mountain map much, but that is out there as well. There's Nebraska, of course, and there is a couple other maps out there, but there aren't a crazy amount for me specifically that I've really, really enjoyed. But Manchester's definitely one of them. But I know it's not American, so. But States version 6 is nice if you like the soil mod. I definitely do, so I like that factor. Oh, is that water? Can I just drop this over here? That would be awesome. Without having to go. Let's see, can we just... oh, we can, sweet. I wasn't sure if we could do that or not. Nice. Alright, for now we'll just leave this guy here, so we have nowhere else. Nothing else to use this for at the moment. There we go. Let's go inside the cab. And we'll park him up. There we go. Nice. We have the other... oh, we have 2 Ford Dragons? Oh. There you go. It's funny, when I started this map up, I didn't realize some of the stuff I actually had. Just because I don't... depending on how I have things set up, I don't always have 2 vehicles running on the same... doing the same thing. Like, for example, with forage harvesting, it's actually usually better just to have the one doing it. Like collect the pull behind forage wagon. It's better to do it with one, but if with harvesting you can get away with 2 fairly easily. Plowing, same thing, get away with 2. I don't know where to put this guy. Let's grab that manure spreader there. Might as well put that in the shed as well. Now that we're working on this. There we go. Perfect. And we'll just pull it straight over here. And I don't think there's a pole there. Nope, that's right in the middle of it. Go figure. Alright, let's get that wrong way in. There you go. Put it there. And... nice. We'll just turn them off for the time being, I think. That's good. That's currently rolling. This combine. Let's move this one back. And I think what I'll do, this will be the last thing I do in this episode. I'll take this combine back to the shed and just put him in there for the time being. I'll leave the corn header on. And we'll go from there. Because I think we don't have any fields planted at this time, so they're all just sitting there at the moment. Not doing anything else, basically. Which is good and bad, I suppose. Good in the sense that nothing's going to spoil, but bad in the sense that we're not really making a whole lot of money either. Ah, well. It's funny, I was listening to Wheat Pete's Word. If you guys remember Wheat Pete, he's at Wheat Pete on Twitter. Anyways, he was working for a Mafra and he retired. And now he does a Wheat Pete Word, which is the show he does on realagriculture.com. So it's realagriculture.com. Anyways, and he was talking about barley and wheat harvesting. And what he was talking about was having the blowers on the combine turn on really high to make sure any, I think it was, memory serves, any seeds with fusarium and I think it was rust on oats, I think it was, have them turned on, have the blowers turned on high so it gets rid of those things. I don't know. My memory's not 100% for that, but I remember that he talked about the blowers having to be on really hard because you want to blow out the stuff that will affect your seed grade and whatnot, because if you try and sell it and it turns out being feed grade as opposed to whatever the actual grades are, that would be pretty rough. I could imagine. It could be a difference of thousands of dollars, which isn't cool if you screw it up. Alright, nice. Turn that guy off, hop in the Peterbilt once again, send him on his way. Excellent. Alright folks, that'll be it for me for today. Another episode of The States version 6. My name's Iain Robson, and this has been Farming Simulator 2015. If you enjoyed yourself, why don't you go ahead and hit that share button. I'd really appreciate that. Anyways, I'll catch you guys later.